Hello.
Hi, hello, Javier. How are you?
Hi, Renee. I'm doing great. Thank you. How's your morning going?
Good, good, very good. How was the power outage?
It's fixed now. So hopefully we'll
That's
be
good.
able to finish our call today.
Great.
All right. Just as a reminder, I'm recording these meetings just for Udacity quality assurance. Right.
Yes.
Awesome. So, how's your progress going in the course?
So I didn't really do anything this week. So today I really just want you to explain to me the answer you gave you provided.
Sure.
So, yes. So I just maybe the big picture of this staging events copy and this user table insert.
Sure.
I just don't know what are these.
All right. Let's go through the instructions first, and
Okay.
we will be able to figure it out from there.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So let me open. Are you able to see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Right, and let's go to data warehouses. And oops, I triggered the search. 1 second. All right, data warehouse. Cool. So let's go here. So the first thing was creating the SQL queries for the table schema, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, we're going to create tables. So we already went over that. The schemas for your fact and dimension tables, which are provided for you here in the project instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then write a SQL query statement for each of these tables in the SQL queries. That just means that you need to follow correct syntax to create these tables. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Then complete the logic and create tables to connect to the database and create these tables. We're going to look over that and then write SQL drop statements. You can create tables whenever you want to reset. Launch a Redshift cluster, create IAM role, test by running create tables. Implement the logic in the ETL. And all right, so I don't see where it says that we need to create them, but I guess it will make more sense if we go through the ETL, which is basically like all the steps that our project is going to finally um, accomplish. So let's go
Sure.
over that. So if I open the ETL, right, let's see. So basically, in the ETL is extract, transform, and load. So at the end of the day, when you have run, you need to run two files to make sure that your project works. All right.
Mm.
The first file that you run is the create tables.py, and that is
Mm-hmm.
going to create the tables for you at the Redshift. All right.
Okay.
And the second one is the ETL py, which is the one that is going to handle all the logic for extracting from the S3, transforming the data, then putting it inside the tables that you created in the create tables.py. So that's like and then finally is going to put everything nice and organized in your final schema. All right. So
Mm.
that's basically like the big picture. And
Oh, okay.
and these two files, the create tables and the ETL, are going to borrow from the DWH for your credentials and the SQL queries for your SQL queries. So with that being said, let's go through the create tables apply, which is the first that you want to run. All right. So when you run this, you basically have two helper methods, right? But the main logic of this file is here in this main. Whenever you see a main method, what it's basically going to do, this is the one that's going to execute all the other methods, all right?
Mm.
So the first thing we're going to do here is in this config variable, we're going to do a config parser, which is just like an object to read your credentials here. So there's no need to worry too much about how that works. That's just a library that will handle the reading of your credentials for you. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, you're going to connect to the S3, I believe. And once again, it's going to borrow from your config. And then you're creating a cursor object just to navigate through all your files. And then you're going to drop the tables. All right. So let's see what
Mm-hmm.
drop tables does. Drop tables is this this method, and it says that basically for query in drop table queries. Now, where in this file do you see drop table queries?
Oh, from the SQL queries.
Awesome. Yeah. So basically, this method, what it's saying is, please go inside this file, right? And you're going to find like a variable called drop table queries. And for each query that you find there, execute it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go into SQL queries and let's find the drop tables. So drop table, you're going to find it here, drop table queries. And basically it's going to run staging events table drop, staging songs table drop, song play table drop, and user table drop, which are this. All right. So basically it's going to run each of these queries. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Why do you think we need to start with dropping the tables instead of creating them?
Yeah, this is actually my question. I don't know.
All right. Because sometimes the tables already exist. All right. It might be the case that you are a new engineer coming into the project and somebody else made a mess, but borrow some tables names. So when you start creating the table, time, artists, songs, users, if they already exist, you're not going to be able to create them. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's why you want to make sure you drop them first so that you have like a clean slate, a blank slate, and you're able to create your new tables. All right. Then after that, it says that we're going to run the create tables. All right. And create tables, once again, borrows from the SQL queries.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go there. And so the create tables is going to look into the SQL queries and it's going to look for these variable, create table queries, and it's going to find it here at the end. Mm-hmm. And it's basically going to run each of these queries listed here. All right, so it's going to run staging events table, staging song table, and song play table create. So let's take a look at those. And here they are. So it's going to run this one, which is your staging event. Mm-hmm. It's going to run this one, the staging songs table create, and it's going to run the song play table create. All right. So far, so good?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now we have those three tables created. Now we said we wanted to start with the staging tables because for the schema, most likely we're going to need information from both tables, from both the songs and the events. But we are pretty sure that inside the S3, our files are like super divided. And we know we have some like certain type of file for songs, a certain type of file for events. And we don't want to deal with joining them since the beginning. So that's why we're just going to put each file like inside its bucket. And then when we create like the final tables, then we'll join from these two tables. Or maybe even from the song play tables.
Okay.
Awesome. Now, it seems like that's all that create table does. A question so far?
So create tables just created those star schema tables. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the create tables basically ran the drop tables and the create tables from the SQL queries. Mm-hmm. And we can see that the drop table queries ran all of these, and the create table queries ran all of these.
Right.
So yeah, there are two lines. I just highlighted one, but there are two lines.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's going to create a user table as well, the song table as well. So yeah, it handles both your staging tables and your schema tables.
Okay.
Awesome. But right now they're just created, so they just exist. There's nothing inside them so far. Right?
Oh, right. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So that's your create tables, and after that, then is when you're going to run your ETL. All right. So once again, we go into the main method and let's start dissecting it. So first we start with the config parser, which is just an object to read our credentials. So, I mean, it's super fancy, but we don't need to deal with that. It's a library that we don't need to understand at the moment. It just works, right? Mm-hmm. So then we use the connection, which is basically the same case. It's going to borrow from your DWH to connect you to your Redshift in this case. And then these two methods are the ones that we care about. All right, so load staging tables and insert tables. Now, these two load staging and insert tables, where do they live? In what document do they live?
What document? What do you mean?
Yeah, and
what did you say?
What's that?
Oh, well, can you repeat?
Yes, and what document can I find the load staging tables and the insert tables? Because it's I mean, it's right here, load staging tables, but yeah, I'm sorry, that was the wrong question. So load staging tables is going to run this method. This method is going to run these package of code. Where can we find these packages?
Still in the SQL queries.
Exactly. So basically, once again, we are importing a package of code from our SQL query. So, and we're going to take each query from there and we're going to run it. So let's see what copy table queries does. So here, copy table queries is going to run a staging events copy and a staging songs copy. Let's see what that does. Staging events copy and staging songs copy. All right, and here they are, staging events copy and staging songs copy. Now, as you can see, what this is doing is copy staging events, right? So we're going to copy into the staging events table that you already created. Yeah, this one, right?
Copy staging events.
Yeah, we're going to copy into that table.
Yeah.
And where are we going to copy? Let's see. So it says that from, and then we're going to take this, and that's basically the address of the S3, from the S3 bucket. So basically, whatever you find in this S3, you're going to copy it into the staging events, right? And we know that we have the log data there. So this one is the one that handles extracting the data from the S3 into our staging events table.
Okay. Okay. So my question is, how did you know how to write these things? Because, without looking at this, I have no idea.
I believe they give you a hint in the instructions. Let me see. Because yeah, it is somewhat complicated code. And if it's not there in the instructions, I'm going to look like the specific place in the videos, and then I'm going to send that to you.
Oh yeah, please, thank you. I don't think it's in the instructions.
Yeah, I don't believe it's here. Project introduction. Yeah, it's not here. So I'm going to look for it in the videos, and then I'm going to share it with you. Right?
Okay, thank you so much. That would be really helpful.
And then we basically do the same for this, the staging songs.
Copy.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
We are basically copying from the S3 song data bucket, and we're passing our credentials to finally copy those values, those rows into our staging events.
Okay, so maybe I didn't understand this. So why, so the first staging events copy, you used copy staging events, but then how come you use copy staging events inside the staging songs copy?
Oh, I think you just caught a bug.
Oh, okay.
Good call. All right.
Oh, okay.
Songs, yes. Nice catch.
So basically, you're extracting the data in the S3 into this empty table you created.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Awesome. And that's why we need the credentials. That's why we need this address from the S3. Cool.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Now, let's go back to the ETL. So we have run the load staging tables now, and we have populated the staging tables. Nice. Now we're going to run the method insert tables. And that is going to run every query from this insert table queries. Where can we find this insert table queries?
In the same, the SQL queries.
Exactly. Here in the same table queries. So let's go to the SQL, and it's going to run this line of code. So it says that it's going to run the song play table insert, user table insert, song table insert. So basically, it's going to insert data into all our schema tables. Right. So that's like a really big difference. The copy table queries populated our staging tables, but our insert table queries is going to populate our schema tables. Right? So our schema tables are these ones, the star schema, the fact table and the dimension tables. And our staging tables are the ones that temporarily hold the information from the files. And then from those tables that we have already populated, we're going to join them to populate all these other tables.
Okay, so I think this is the key to understand. So can you explain again what are the purpose of the staging events table again?
Of course. So the thing is that these schema tables, they look simple, but they actually require you to grab data from both a song file and an event file.
Right.
So for example, here for the song place, let's go with this one, right? You're taking a song ID. That info resides in your song files, song bucket, okay? And but the user ID, it's in another different file. It's in the level in the events file, all right? So if you were to write this song place table from the beginning, you have to say something like, oh, copy from, I mean, you wouldn't be able to say, copy, where are the copy tables? They are, oh, they're here. Do you see how simple, I mean, it's not simple, but how short our code is for writing these staging events? Okay, we wouldn't be able to do that, right? Because basically what we're saying here is take every file from the log data and empty it here in the staging events. Why are we able to do that? Because in the staging events, we made sure that every column matches a column of the actual file.
Oh.
Right, so your JSON file in the bucket actually looks like this. So we just created a table that had a column for each file. So when we copy the file, we can just copy it as it is, because we know for sure that each column will have each value will have its own column. But if we were to create like this, like a complicated table, we wouldn't be sure of that, because we would have to do something complicated at saying like, from this table, just give me this, and from this other table, just give me this. So the copying of all the data is not as fluent. I don't know if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
All right, awesome. So now that you just copied all the tables in the staging tables, now you can just write some SQL queries to join the information from these two tables to populate your schema. And that's what the insert table queries is going to do. All right. So the insert table queries is going to run all of these population insert clauses. So let's look at them. So let's start with the song play table insert. And it's going to say insert into this table song plays. And these are the columns that we're going to insert. And as you can see, we are taking from the events table some data and from the songs table some data. The E stands for the events table. You can see it, staging events right here. And the S, it means that we're taking from the staging songs table.
I took a screenshot of this because I need to study this.
Yes, to digest it. Yeah, makes sense.
I have no idea where do you know, it's just, it looks really complicated.
It's complicated code for sure. What I would recommend, you're a little bit ahead. I would suggest once you complete this project, maybe spend a couple of days, 2-3 days going through the SQL course. I think that would
right. You told me and I forgot. Yes.
Yeah, that would be helpful. But I mean, don't take too much time. Just take like 2-3 days and then keep going with the same.
Okay.
And so that is going to populate your schema. And after you have populated your schema, you're done. You have
Populate
your
my schema.
Yeah, that you did that with insert tables.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's just complete the project.
that completes the project.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right.
Okay.
So a big overview. All right.
Oh.
Here goes the big overview. So basically, you are going to create tables, right, that will hold all the information for your files. All right. So you know you have a event file that looks like this. You're going to create a table for that. And then you know you have a song file that looks like this, and you're going to create a table for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So far, so good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then you're going to, from the S3, you're going to extract all those files, and you're going to populate those tables, those two tables, with this. All right. So basically, you're populating with all the files in the S3. You're populating your two tables. One is the staging events, and there is the staging songs. Cool. Now that you have all your data inside those two tables, all right, you're going to populate your schema tables by joining those two tables. Now, what do I mean with that? So, for example, song play table, I need all of these columns. How do I know that I need these columns? Because they told me here.
Okay.
All right. So song play ID, start time, user ID, level, song ID, artist ID. Okay. All right. So let's start with let's start with user ID. All right. So I know that I can only access two tables so far: my staging events and my staging songs. So I need to populate my final tables from those two tables. So the user ID, where do you think you're going to get it? From the staging songs or from the staging events?
Okay, let me see.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, thank you. So I would say somewhere.
Do you find that user ID here?
No.
All right, so let's look here. You find a user ID?
Oh yeah, yes.
All right, so that's all you need to do. You need to access the staging events, and from there, grab the user ID. So how do we do that? So as you can see, all I'm saying is I'm joining my staging events, and now I have access to it. And I'm just going to grab the user ID.
Oh, okay.
Right, and I gave it an alias. An alias is just whatever name you want to give to the column. All right. Now the level. Let me look where I can find the level, and I look into the song table, and yeah, the song tables. Where is it? Here, and I don't see a level here. So let me look into the events table. Oh, I thought there was a level here. There must be
level.
Method page registration session ID song status.
Oh, here. Above.
Above.
Length, numeric level bar chart.
Yes, awesome. You found it. Awesome. All right. So, you found another bug. Nice. All right. So level is right here. So I know that I need to grab it from my staging event. So once again, I go here and I just say into my staging events table, grab the level. Right? Now, don't let this E and S confuse you. You could easily just write here the name of the table instead. Staging events. So from staging events, grab me the user ID. From the staging events table, grab me the level. And this is from the staging songs. Grab me the song ID. It's the same. And you're going to do the same for each of your schema tables. Basically, you need to say, from what table do I need to grab? Is it from the staging events or is it from the staging songs to get that column? Any other question, Rene?
Okay, so so the question is, why can't I do this directly from S3 bucket? Why do I have to sort of move the data from the S3 into the staging?
It's a good question. It's because the way we extract from the S3. From the S3, it's really hard to say, from that file, just give me those 2 columns. And from that other file, just give me those 2 other columns. The S3 is like, you want these files? Here they are, take them. And it's up to you to grab them. So for example, if I were to copy, I know that my song table has, that my song file in the S3 has all of these columns, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an artist ID, artist latitude, artist location, artist longitude, artist name, right? Name, ID, etc. All right. If I were to just copy what is inside my song, my S3 into my song play table, S3 will be like, here they are, all of them. And I would be like, no, I just want the song ID and the artist ID. And the S3 is like, oh, I have like all these other rows that you don't have names for. I cannot give you the files.
Oh.
All right. So it will throw an error because the song file has an artist ID, artist latitude, artist location, artist longitude. And here in the song plate, you don't have all of those. You only have like artist ID. So we'll say, where is the artist latitude here? Oh, I don't have it. Then error. I cannot give you the files.
I see.
The same for the staging events. Like the event file looks like this. So when you copy it into another table, it's going to expect to have like a home for each column, for each column in the file. And if it doesn't find a match for each of those, it's going to throw an error.
How do I know what do those data in S3 look like?
You cannot know for sure. You kind of need to guess from here. So num songs, this looks like an integer, so let's write integer. This artist ID looks like a string, so let's strike a string. And it's going to be trial and error. I mean, if it gives you an error, it's going to say, oh, wrong data type, change it. And then you try a different one.
I see.
All right. We only have 3 more minutes. Do you have another question? Anything else I can help you with?
Nothing else. I think this is really helpful.
Awesome. I'm going to look for the code where the teacher explains the copy. How to copy from the S3 into the staging events and staging songs. And I'm going to send that link to you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Do you feel like you can move on with
I think so. Maybe next week my only question would be the insert part, but now I think the whole logic is very clear.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem, Renee. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.